in today's innings, if you see, the first 10 overs of the match were actually better than ever in the game as far as Australian bowling was concerned.
Yeah.
I think that first spell was very
Lethal.
very difficult spell of fast bowling which the openers had to deal with. So today's innings, when Indian team batting, when they look back at it, they'll say, okay, we actually played the toughest phase of the game very well.
Yes.
And once you've done that, you are expecting the batting unit to do, say, 300 plus. The platform was laid, and that is something which they will be disappointed with from today's effort, because you play the toughest phase of the game well. I think that phase of bowling was possibly, both the bowlers were at their peak. They bowled the best in that passage of play. When they got the result after 30th over was something which was not their excellent work, but somewhere errors on batsman's part is what I felt like. The Virat Kohli's dismissal also at that stage was not really required. He will be disappointed that he actually got out, and the disappointment was also seen on his face, because that's not the bowler to give wicket to, and I think that middle overs was the crucial phase of the game, where somehow today Indian batsmen were not able to get on top of Australian bowlers. Yes, as far as Shreyas is concerned, that one weak zone of him is exposed now, which many bowlers will look to exploit now going forward. We have been talking about inexperience in terms of say Shreyas, Rishabh, and then Jadeja to follow. So in that middle order of Indian team, there's always been those concerns. But I think what will be what will hurt them the most is the fact that they've seen the toughest phase of the game in this innings off, and then after that they were not able to capitalize on that.
Yeah, when you look at their innings progression, you see that in the first 10 overs, India managed to get 45 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. 11 to 20 went well, because by this time Shikhar was in his flow. Then I think at the 25th over mark, there was still just the 1 wicket down. Then there was an 8 over spell where 4 wickets fell for only 35 runs. Now you look at the back 10, and if you look at the back 10 in isolation, you would say India will be very upset. In the back 10, you lost 5 wickets and got 60. But look at you've lost the last 5.
Yeah.
The thing is, it was already tumbled by the 40th over. You were anyway in a position in the 40th over, as they say in Hindi, वो गांव लुट चुका था, बर्बाद हो चुका था गांव.
चिड़िया चुग चुकी थी खेत, सर.
That's right.
चिड़िया निकल चुकी.
That's right. I mean, the birds had eaten everything from the field, and the village was bankrupt.
Yeah, because I think when we came on that Combox in 35th over, and when Ravindra and Rishabh were batting at that stage.
Yeah.
And I felt that, if we'd lost a wicket, then we would have probably been folded up by 220, 230. Because any stage of that game, yes, we didn't lose wickets, but you weren't, in commanding position. You weren't dictating terms. Even at a period where you didn't lose a wicket for, say, 15, 20 overs, you were just taking what was available to you. So at no stage were you dominating. And once you start losing wickets, this is what happens. They get on top of you, and then at that stage, 35th over, I think we're blessed to have got to this score, because at that stage it was a matter of one ball. Get one of those guys out and the tail would wrap up. You should be glad that the tails got you these many runs. Kuldeep played it's a cameo, 17, 18 runs. Thakur did what he could, and they threw their bats around and at least collected those 60s, because I expect Australia to actually wipe out the tail much sooner.
You've got a good point. And it's not like we've got solid batsmen there, but no disrespect.
Yeah, because Pant was gone in
217.
Yeah, so you
right?
still added another.
Also an indication of how the wicket is playing.
That's right.
So that this shows that there are no demons in the wicket. It's something which also another reflection of the wickets been falling, not because of the conditions.
Yeah, or giving it away more than them getting it.
I think it's just one of those innings where the batting unit has to dig deep in terms of understanding the mental side of it, rather than going by how anyone can lose wickets. So that can happen. But I think when you have to analyze it and you're looking to better it, you have to again go back to that same kind of discussion what we're having, that this Australian team attack will be looking to take wickets.
Yeah.
So they're going to look to attack you, Now this is where the mental side comes into play.
Yeah.
So you're not relying on just a good start. You actually have to figure out that, okay, how are we going to tackle it? Because it's not going to be an easy walk where you set that platform and then the bowlers are committing those errors, or bowlers are actually playing in your hands by being defensive. I think this bowling attack will try to be aggressive through and through and look to take wickets, or they will have a specific plan like how we've seen with Rishabh Pant or Shreyas Iyer. So I think they have a very clear-cut plan. So you have to counter that. So I think in this series for Indian team batting lineup, it's going to be how they approach it mentally. I think that's going to be the deciding factor, and they have to reverse it quickly, because I think from today's innings you can see on this track, looking at how the lower order batsmen also have been batting, that they are short. They're short of that pass score, or they're short of that comfortable score where they can say, okay, we've done well. I think now they're relying on Indian bowling attack to do the work for them, or bail the batting unit out from the relatively off day which they had.
Off day, lack of application, perhaps you can say, thrown the wickets away.